Hello, today's video is an overview of my 2025 Ancestry DNA results. These were most recently released in October of 2025, October 9th, a few days ago. So let's take a look at them. What we'll do is see how they look. We'll compare them to the previous year's results, which was 2024. There's a tool that Ancestry provides that allows us to do that. So let's take a look at them. I'll give you my thoughts on them. If these results are accurate, the big picture should stay the same, the continental view, but the details, the specifics should become more and more precise and more accurate as each release is provided. So let's take a look at them and let's see how they turned out. All right, let's do it. So here are the 2025 results. Let's take a look at them. First of all, there's the pie chart that gives you all the different regions. The first region is West Africa, which is about 54%. The continental breakdown is 70% African and 30% European, just by adding up all the different regions. West Africa has Nigeria. What's nice about this tool, if you hover over the country, it highlights it on the map. So there's Nigeria, Benin, Togo, 8%, Mali, 8%, Ivory Coast, 5%, Yorubaland, 3%, and Senegal. Then next we have Central Africa, which is Western Bantu peoples, and Cameroon at about 14%. That's these two countries here, Western Bantu peoples and Cameroon. And there's one more Africa category, which is Southern Africa here, about 2%. Right here, Southern Bantu peoples, Kenyan and Southern Bantu peoples, each at 1%. So that's Africa, and that makes up about 70%, or makes up exactly 7% of the breakdown. The rest of the breakdown is European at 30%. And first of all, most of it is in the British Isles. About 24% is in the British Isles. So we have England, first England, two subcategories, Southeastern England and Northwestern Europe, and East Midlands at 13 and 1%, 14 total. Then there's Celtic and Gaelic, which is, I believe, the other three countries in the British Isles, which is Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. So it's 4% Ireland, which is a new category, 3% Northern Wales and Western England, and then 2% Central Scotland and Northern Ireland. And then there's another category from Western Europe, which is the Netherlands, at 4%. 2% from Denmark, which is in Scandinavia here, and then 1% from Eastern Europe, Estonia, Latvia. Now, what is another nice feature of this tool? It allows you to do a comparison between the previous year's results. First of all, they give you some information about the study, 16,000 reference, or 160,000 reference samples. These are the people who have a long history in these parts of the world. They compare your DNA to their DNA and how closely it matches, indicates that you have ancestry from that part of the world, and about 3,500 possible regions, which is a lot. So we look at the breakdown from year to year. Interestingly, the Africa regions didn't really change all that much. Like Nigeria just down 1%, Benin, Togo, Mali, no change, Cameroon, no change, Yorubaland, no change, so forth. The big changes was in the European part. England is more refined with subcategories. The total English part is 17%. And then you have new areas in Ireland at 4%. Then Eastern Europe. There is a Netherlands, which was new. It goes from 0 to 4. That didn't exist before, but there was a Western European subcategory. And I guess that's the reason why it wasn't considered new. So that's the breakdown. I hope to see in the next year, we can go back, more refinements under the Africa part, so that Nigeria, more ethnic groups here, they do have ethnic groups. Maybe it would call out or specify some of the ethnic groups in Africa, like under Nigeria and Cameroon and so forth, like it does for the European part. So I'd like to see more specific detail there. The Africa part didn't really change at all this year, except for one small change. Nigeria went down by 1%. Most of the change was more detailed in the European part. Again, at a high level, it's 70% African and 30% European. And there you go.